Hey Techies, welcome back in Tech IVP channel. So Techies, today we are again going to discuss some important interview question for the SDET role. So let's start. So in this tutorial we'll discuss about basic questions like what is IDE, what is Java, what is JRE, JVM, basic question, not in the depth, just a definition level, okay. Some kind of framework available in the Java, okay. And what is retesting and regression testing? This is a really important interview question. Regression testing, okay. What is difference between integration testing and system testing? Okay, we'll discuss in this video, so please stay tuned and watch till end. After that, please like, share and subscribe this channel to get more amazing stuff about SDET role interview questions. So let's start. The first question is, what is IDE and their use? The IDE is integrated development environment. IDE means integrated development environment, is a tool providing facility code creation, code building, program and debug test the code. IDE brings together text editor, integration of code libraries, compiler, debugging facility and running the code. IDE support various languages and their libraries too. The developer can write code and test their code in IDE itself. Okay. Web-based IDE helps creation a web-based application using HTML and JavaScript. And if we talk about list of some IDE, IntelliJ IDE, NetBeans, Eclipse, okay, and VS Code. My pen is not working. Just give me a moment. Let me check. Okay, VS Code. Okay, these are some example of the Java IDE, or not a Java IDE, it's IDE, simple, where you can write code. Okay, it's editor. Give some example of use of Java applet used in your application. Java applets were used to select local files from client machine. In order to process them, HTTP protocol sends these files over the server location. Okay. Next question, what is required to run Java applet in a browser? To run Java applet, we required JRE, Java Runtime Environment, is required to plug in order to run Java applet in Firefox browser. Okay, let's move to the next question. Can you explain method used in applet lifecycle? Yeah, really important question. So init, start, plain, stop and destroy. Init, once we have to be initialized. Okay, once after initialization it will be start. Okay, then it will be present your graphs. Okay, and once we are going to stop, then it calls stop thread. Okay, then it will be destroyed the applet. Okay, what is JRE? JRE, Java Runtime Environment, contains Java Virtual Machine. JRE contains JVM. For this one I was already created separate videos, separate playlist for the Java step by step. So okay, so in that you can check this tutorial, so that you can get better understanding how JRE and JVM will work. Okay, so for this one already I was created a separate tutorial, and this tutorial is continues going on. Okay, but first I'll close all these 500 questions, then I'll shift to this that playlist. Okay, library and other component to run applets and application written in Java. JVM plus library other and component equals to JRE. Means here JRE is a combination of JVM, libraries and other component. Got it? What is JVM? JVM is a Java virtual machine, helps Java bytecode. Helps to run Java bytecode. When .java file are compiled using Java C. Java C means Java compiler. Okay, into .class file. This .class file contains bytecode understood by the Java virtual machine. Okay, why do we need JDK? JDK is a Java development kit, contains JRE and compile RS and debugger for debugging applets and the applications. Okay, how JRE, JVM, JDK relates? So for this one I was already created a different series for where you can check complete difference between JRE, JVM, JDK. Okay, why we use, when we use, what exactly the use of JRE, what is exactly use of JVM, what exactly use of JDK. Also I will provide the link of this video in description. Okay, So you can check this video so you get better understanding. Okay, so JVM helps run Java bytecode created by compiling Java file into class file. Okay, JVM helps run Java bytecode created by compiling. Okay, JRE Java virtual JRE contains JVM Java virtual machine library and other component to run Java applets and application. Got it? JDK contains JRE compiler and debugger develop environment for application using Java program language. Got it? Let's move to the next question. List type of the class loader in Java. The class loader, three kinds of class loader: bootstrap, extension, application class loader. Okay, what is the difference between JRE and JVM? JRE and JVM. JRE means Java runtime environment and JVM is Java virtual machine. Already we discussed about this one, but please look here, focus here. JRE contains Java virtual machine, Java package, util maths, lang, AWT, etc. Okay, abstract window toolkit. This one is AWT, abstract window toolkit. Okay, plus runtime libraries. You need to install JRE on your machine in order to run Java application or applet. Okay, Java compiler compile Java, convert Java file into the class file which contains bytecode. JVM convert bytecode into machine language. JVM is a platform independent. There are different JVM for different OS. Bytecode convert into machine language for particular machine. Execute depending on its kernel. Without JVM you cannot run Java application. Okay, got it? So both things are different. JREs are different and JVM is different. Okay. The next question is identify type of testing wherein the subject, the target of the test to verify workload of the measures and evaluate the performance, behavior and the ability of target and the test to continue to function properly under these different workloads. Okay, so we can use performance testing, and under the performance testing we can use load testing. Okay, if you interview ask this type of question, you can just tell we can do load testing. Got it? Okay, what are the difference between interpreter and compiler? Okay, both compiler and interpreter are used to convert program into high level language into machine code language understood by the computer. Okay, interpreter convert program one statement at a time, takes less time in analyzing source code, slower than compiler. There is no intermediate object hence from the memory. Okay, while compiler scans entire program and then convert it as whole into the machine language, takes more time analyzing source code. However, it is faster. Interpreter. Okay, however, compiler is faster than interpreter. Generate intermediate object code, hence takes the more memory. Programming language like JavaScript, Python, Ruby. Okay, these are the programming language. What exe stands for? Exe stands for file name extension for the program. Get executed on the Microsoft Windows operating system. Executable file can be run by a program, Microsoft DOS or a window through command line or by double clicking over exe. Okay, com and bat are the executable file in the window. Okay, exe is a executable file. Got it? Next question, give some example of executable in window. So in that case, various program file like MS Paint, Microsoft, okay, Firefox exe, these are the just basic .exe file. So most of the time interview asks, can you let me know the extension file for Android application? So in that case, the extension file for Android is .apk, and for iPhone is .ipa, okay, for iPhone, and for Windows exe. These are the extensions. These are common question. Okay, give the name of Java framework. Spring, Hibernate, Strut, SF, JSF are the some well-known Java framework, but majorly we can use Spring, Hibernate, Strut. These are the famous. Okay, can you explain Hibernate framework? Because you are from the manual testing, you can't explain, but yeah, you have just basic understanding about this one. What is the Hibernate framework? So Hibernate framework is a ORM that simplifies Java application development and interact with database. It implement Java Persistent API for the data persistent. Okay, Java resistant. Okay, a type of testing in order to expose defect in the interface and in the interaction between integrated component is integrated testing level. Integration level, we can use integration test level. Okay, so this one is a really wide question, but yeah, we can do some exposure here. But generally this question is not asked. What do you ask in order to purchase the computer? So before purchasing a computer, what you can ask? You can ask it's a desktop or a laptop. Okay, what is the processor? Okay, how much RAM it will be contain and why, and what is the speed of this RAM, storage type, hard drive, okay, and the capacity, means peripheral devices, HDMI available, SD slot available, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and what operating system is will be installed in this this machine. What operating system we can use in this machine? We can use Linux, we can use Windows, we can use Mac. What kind of operating system we can use in the computer system? So before purchasing, we can ask these basic things from the shopkeeper. Okay, so the next question is, what is the difference between regression testing and retesting? Really important interview question, and most of the time in 100 out of 100 this question is every time asked by the interviewer. What do you mean by regression testing and retesting? So the regression testing refers to if developer do some changes in the function or a feature or in the model. Okay, that time developer has done some changes. Okay, after that QA get the build, so QA should check their everything which should not impact existing function which is previously working perfectly. Okay, so in that case we have to perform the regression testing. And retesting is that suppose developer have fixed a model. Okay, then in that case you have to just check a model, but in the regression testing you have to check A, B, C all model. A, B, C all model you have to be checked in the regression testing. Got it? Okay, what is the difference between debugging and the unit testing? Debugging and the unit testing are both carried out by the developer, but in case debugging code in focus to verify debugging tool line by line. Okay, syntax programming issues such as runtime, compile time, execution, or capture transferring data through the lines of code. Okay, unit testing, if we talk about the unit testing, in that case is developer tests the complete model, complete program, validate functionality carried out by the developer, essentially carried out, minimize the bug found at the later stage like integration or the system testing. These testing are known as white box testing. Okay, debugging and the unit is a white box testing technique. We already discussed about this one. Okay, next question, what are unit testing techniques? So unit testing techniques are, the first one is statement coverage, decision coverage, branch coverage, condition coverage, control flow, and data flow. These are okay. So this is really again important interview question. You can keep note down. This is important interview question. Okay, the next question, how do you decide which test case to consider for the regression testing? How do you decide which test case to consider for the regression testing? So in that case, a selection of test case of the regression testing for the build received from release should be based on following scenarios: priority or the testing test case these that were failed due to defect on testing if they are passed all integration test, boundary value scenarios, testing functionality or the component. Okay, related to the defect, end-to-end test that involves changes, request or resolve test case after release should be considered for the regression testing, means high priority test case which is more frequently used. Okay, so we can use these are for the regression testing. More frequently we can use the some in every model some functions which are more frequently used. So for these frequently used test cases we can use regression testing. Got it? Okay, the next question is, what is the difference between integration testing and system testing? Okay, these are the level, guys. Integration testing and system testing are the level of testing. Okay, integration testing first come on the system testing. System testing we can test complete system A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever the system. Okay, and integration testing we can check your login is properly connected through the dashboard or not. It's called integration testing. We already discussed about in the detail in the previous video. If you are not aware about this one, you can go through this video and get better knowledge. so that you can get understanding how integration testing and system testing will be work. Okay, how these what are the levels? We have multiple unit level, unit testing level. Okay, then integration, then system, and then user acceptance testing. Okay, what are the component of test plan? Important interview question. Most of the time interview asks, have you worked with the test plan, or did you get chance to work with the test plan, or did you get chance to build a test plan? So candidate says that yes, but they're not aware about the how test plan work. Okay, so feature of the test plan is feature to be tested. What feature we have to test, what feature we not have to test. Approach like manual, automation, script. Manually we have test, automation, script, or test technique. Black box, white box, gray box. What technique we can follow. Criteria, failed, pass. What are the criteria for failed or passed? Okay, what are the conditions suspending activity? If there is some blocker, so can we suspend the test execution or not? Okay, test environment such as hardware, in which what hardware we require, what software we require, what network we require to test the specific application, and in which environment, in QA, in staging, or in the production, or in the UAT environment, in which environment we have to test. Man hour, estimation, efforts. Okay, specific training required. Is specific training required for the QA engineer to test this application or not? Okay, so guys, these all are the interview question for the SDET role. So please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned to get more amazing stuff about SDET role interview question. Goodbye, have a nice day.